I guess I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Ahmed Pierstorff. Been a nurse with Providence for, I think, going on 20 or so years. Currently working in palliative care, doing telephonic work almost exclusively, so it is a unique privilege to actually get into conversation with somebody who is newer to the organization.
My name is Sham. I have been here only for 1 year with Providence. I am currently a grad student at ASU, so it's online, which is perfect because I'd be able to manage working here full-time and also being a full-time student. I'm studying to become a genetic counselor.
We're about 6 weeks out from the 9th lunar month of the Islamic calendar, Ramadan, which is a really, really important month for us. It's kind of a new experience for me as long as I've been here to actually have somebody in my professional life to share that with. I'm often asked what Ramadan effectively entails. It's the 9th lunar month. Muslims mark time through a lunar calendar. The 9th lunar month is called Ramadan, and that comes with a host of obligations that don't normally attend the life of a Muslim, and that includes abstaining from food, fluid, as well as any kind of intimacy that one might have with one's spouse during sun up to sundown. Once the sun sets, we are able to enjoy all of those things as we normally would. So at the end of Ramadan, at the end of the 29 or 30 days of fasting, we commemorate the end of that month and the beginning of the new lunar month with a holiday, the festival of fast breaking, or in Arabic, Eid al Fitr. Is that a formalized experience for you and your family?
My parents have made it where it's something that we need to be excited and looking forward to. It has to be a day that, because we live in a predominant non-Muslim country here in the United States, and we get super excited when Christmas comes along just because it's a day off from school or it's a day off from work, but we don't celebrate anything. When I used to be back in elementary school or high school, I used to always look at my American friends and be like, wow, Christmas looks so cool. But for me growing up, I'd be like, okay, well, they have Christmas, but we have Eid. Every Eid morning, it was my parents' tradition that we wake up super early. I mean, I barely slept because I'd be super excited from the night before. We have our Eid outfits ready, hung up, all ironed and perfect and clean on our closet doors. We'd go wish our parents Eid Mubarak, which is, how we say happy Eid in the morning. And then we get this Eidiyeh, which is like a monetary gift, usually for us older children. But for my younger siblings, they would get toys from our parents. They'd kind of make sure, oh, what do you guys want throughout the whole month of Ramadan? Once it's our first full month of Ramadan of fasting as children, my parents made sure that the month that we actually fasted the full 30 days or the full 29 days should be like our biggest one to remember. I fasted my first full month of Ramadan when I was 6 years old. My parents got me one of the biggest toys, and they made sure that I remember I wore the favorite dress that I wanted, and it was really pricey. I remember that they did a lot just so that I could remember that specific Eid. Nowadays, for us older girls or boys, we get cash, and then we all go to like a big hall and we just all pray all together. And then after the Eid prayer, we take a whole bunch of pictures. We go back to the mosque and we have like a big breakfast together.
I come from a mixed background. My father was born in Kentucky, German descent, grew up in the Lutheran church, became a Muslim much later in life. His whole side of the family was actively involved in all of these other holidays, which, my family was a part of and we were invited to. So everything just seemed a lot more fun outside of the Muslim experience. The mother of my children has a similar background. You mentioned fasting as a child. I think it's important for folks who are listening in on this conversation, that's not an obligation. Children certainly don't have to fast, neither the infirm or the sick. There's lots of people who are excused from the obligation of fasting, among them children, but many children get caught up in the spirit and they want to, and they kind of want to test themselves out. One of the things that I did is I held off actually on giving any special gifts or commendations to my children when they were really small. Once they crossed that threshold of puberty where fasting was now incumbent on them, I got them, and they successfully completed a month, I got them a really sort of like their first serious piece of jewelry, the Ramadan ring. I also want to say that it's not my feeling that mainstream society has to take responsibility for understanding who we are or how we practice or what our needs are.
No, I definitely agree. We're not purposely trying to keep the gems that we have in our religion or our traditions hidden from anyone. The questions that I get, I'm more than welcome. People, they get scared or they feel like I'm going to become insensitive if they ask me questions about why am I wearing the scarf or why am I fasting. For all of you that might be watching this, we welcome questions. I ask people of different faiths questions all the time.